Little Pattie, eh?
Yes, Little Pattie came on the scene, I think in the 60s, perhaps very late 50s, but definitely they were in the 60s. And she came along after Johnny O'Keefe had broken through. Johnny O'Keefe had been around for a long time, but had not really gained any Australian acceptance, mainly I think because the reproduction of their records at the time was very poor. But once that reached a peak, along came people like Col Joye, Little Pattie, trying to think of the singing group that had, the Deltones. It was that era, and Little Pattie made a hit song called Stomping at Maroubra, which was just pure out and out stomp, and the stomp was, all you did was stay in the one spot and bang alternate feet up and down. And that was the stomp. Maybe you can move around a little bit, but essentially you're in the one spot stomping.
Oh, okay. All right. And when did the only other thing about music history I know about is the Sharpies, which I believe were from Melbourne, and they used to do that dance with their elbows. And then there was the Bodgies and the Widgies from somewhere. Where did all those people fit in music history and teenage history in Australia?
Well, people like Col Joye, they to a degree copied Elvis with the side levers and the Tony Curtis haircuts, and almost a mullet in those days, but they had.
Yeah, I think the Sharpies had mullets.
Yeah, but the Sharpies,
something very close to it.
Yeah, Bodgies and Widgies were essentially thugs, but a lot of people dressed up as Bodgie and Widgies because it was the thing to do.
Yeah, I get it. Like when Madonna came through in the 80s and she wore the cross and the hair with all the girls were dressing like Madonna. You'd go out and you see 200 women at the nightclub just dressed exactly like. Remember Madonna when she used to sing Holiday and Lucky Star, and she had the material on her wrists and all that, that very look she had. Do you remember that?
Yeah, but it goes back even further than that.
I know. I'm just saying it's similar to.
It's similar.
I'm saying I get it. What you're saying, Bodgies and Widgies were all copying a look from whatever, and they all dress the same because that's what people do. They copy. Like when Justin Bieber was first broke through, all the teenagers had his haircut, and I remember watching Australia's Got Talent, and Jack Widgeon came out, that really good singer kid that, and he had a Bieber haircut and he was flicking it around like Justin Bieber used to and all that. So it's not only the singers copy someone with a look over there. In America, it's all the public as well, and it could be, you might go to a nightclub and see 50 dudes with the Bieber haircut all flicking their head the same way. You follow what I'm saying?
Yes,
yeah.
I do. But see, when Frank Sinatra first came out here, he was already famous throughout the world, but he hadn't been to Australia. And Australians at that stage, you would never catch a man wearing a pink shirt or a red jumper. Now Frank Sinatra came out here wearing a white shirt and a red jumper. And from that day on, the Bodgies and Widgies, to use those people, they were straight into the red shirts, and they'd have little stripes down the side of their arms and all sorts of things. And another guy was Guy Mitchell. He came out with a colour called Mitchell Blue, and that was very suitable for the Bodgie and Widgie area.
The Mitchell blue. So that was his version of the Presley purple, I suppose.
That's right. Well, Presley purple. He had. He brought out a song called Blue Suede Shoes, and that became part of the idiom of bodgies and widgies.
Who did? Elvis Blue Suede Shoes, or this Mitch guy did it as well?
No, the bodgies and widgies would wear blue suede shoes.
Oh, literally wear them.
Oh yes.
Because of the song by Elvis.
Because of the song, and then they had black suede shoes, and then they would get ripple soles on the shoes. It just blew up. So you'd have a pair of ripple-soled blue or black suede shoes. They would have stovepipe pants with flecks all through them, like metal flecks, so that they flashed in the lights. And this is just walking around the street. And then they would have a Mitchell blue shirt, and over that they would have a red jumper, or Canadian jacket was another one. That was part of the bodgy era, but they weren't just ordinary old Canadian jackets. They were a specific length to emphasise the stovepipe pants.
Yeah.
It was quite ridiculous.